There exists a profound mystery at the heart of human experience that defies everything the logical mind believes about how life works. The very moment you release your grip on what you think you need, the universe conspires to deliver something far more magnificent than your limited imagination could ever conceive. This is not mystical thinking. This is the fundamental principle underlying the quantum field of infinite possibilities, where every particle exists in a state of pure potential until the act of observation collapses it into reality. Take 3 deep conscious breaths with me now. Feel your chest expand and contract, and notice how the breath breathes itself without your management or control. This simple act reveals the greatest paradox of existence, the things that matter most. Your heartbeat, your cellular regeneration, your very life force happen effortlessly when you step out of the way. Yet we spend our days gripping, planning, forcing, and manipulating, believing that our survival depends on our ability to control outcomes. The truth is that control is an illusion created by a mind that has forgotten its true nature. When you observe the natural world, you witness perfect intelligence expressing itself without strain. The oak tree does not force its growth, yet it reaches toward the sky with unwavering certainty. The river does not push against the rocks, yet it carves magnificent canyons through gentle persistence. The seasons do not resist their cycles, yet they create the perfect conditions for all life to flourish. This same intelligence flows through every cell of your body, orchestrating millions of biochemical processes each second without your conscious involvement. Your liver knows how to detoxify, your heart knows how to pump, your immune system knows how to heal, all operating within a field of wisdom far beyond the calculating mind's comprehension. When you align with this intelligence rather than override it, miracles become natural expressions of who you are. Notice where you hold tension in your body right now. Feel the places where you are bracing against life, where your muscles are contracted in anticipation of struggle. These physical patterns mirror the mental patterns of resistance that block the flow of abundance. Each time you soften these contractions, you create space for the unexpected to emerge. You become a clear channel for the universe's infinite creativity to express itself through your unique form. The separate self, the I that believes it must control everything, is perhaps the most persistent illusion humanity has ever created. This sense of separation creates a fundamental anxiety that drives the compulsive need to manage, predict, and manipulate every aspect of experience. Yet, neuroscience reveals that this separate self is nothing more than a collection of memories, thoughts, and sensations arising within the vast field of consciousness. It has no independent existence outside of awareness itself. When you truly investigate your direct experience, you discover something remarkable. There is no solid boundary between the observer and the observed. Life becomes magical when you align with the deeper intelligence that orchestrates all existence. Synchronicities begin to appear with such frequency that you realize they are not random coincidences, but the natural result of living in harmony with the underlying order of the cosmos. You find yourself in the right place at the right time with increasing regularity, meeting exactly the people you need to meet, receiving precisely the resources required for your next evolution. Synchronicity is the universe's way of showing you that separation is an illusion, that everything is intimately connected within one unified field of consciousness. When you operate from this understanding, you naturally align with the intelligent flow that moves all life. You become like a surfer who has learned to read the ocean's rhythms, catching waves that carry you effortlessly toward your destination rather than swimming against currents that exhaust and frustrate. This flow state is characterized by a quality of ease and grace that the struggling mind cannot manufacture through effort. Solutions appear just when you need them. Resources materialize through unexpected channels. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. People show up with exactly the skills, connections, or opportunities that serve your highest path. This is not luck. This is the natural result of consciousness aligned with the cosmic intelligence. To enter this flow, you must learn to distinguish between the voice of ego and the voice of intuition. Ego speaks in terms of lack, fear, and separation, always trying to manipulate outcomes through force and strategy. Intuition speaks in terms of wholeness, love, and connection, guiding you toward actions that serve the greater good while fulfilling your individual purpose. Ego creates complexity. Intuition creates clarity. Ego generates stress. Intuition generates peace. End time in nature regularly, allowing your nervous system to attune to the natural rhythms that govern all life. Notice how trees grow toward the sun without strain, how water flows around obstacles without resistance, how seasons change without force. Let yourself be educated by these master teachers of surrender and flow. Feel your own rhythms beginning to harmonize with the deeper currents that move through all existence. Practice saying yes to opportunities that excite you, even when they don't fit your logical plans. Practice saying no to commitments that drain your energy, even when they seem sensible or profitable. This discernment develops your sensitivity to the subtle guidance that is always available when you learn to listen with your whole being rather than just your thinking mind. Keep a synchronicity journal, noting the meaningful coincidences, unexpected connections, and perfect timing that begin to increase as you align with flow. This practice trains your awareness to recognize the constant communication between your consciousness and the greater intelligence. What once seemed like random luck reveals itself as purposeful guidance when you learn to read the signs. When you encounter obstacles or delays, instead of immediately pushing against them, pause and ask what this redirection might be offering you. Often what feels like resistance is actually protection, steering you away from paths that would ultimately lead to frustration or away from your highest good. Trust that the universe has better timing and broader perspective than your individual mind, and allow yourself to be guided towards solutions that serve multiple levels of your evolution. The flow of synchronicity accelerates when you begin to give as freely as you receive. Look for opportunities to serve others without expecting anything in return. Share your gifts, resources, and insights wherever they are needed. This generous spirit creates a circulation of energy that returns to you multiplied, often through channels you never could have predicted. You become a beneficial presence in the world, and the world responds by supporting your journey in countless ways. Feel yourself relaxing into this intelligent flow that has been carrying you your entire life, whether you recognized it or not. Feel the relief of discovering that you don't have to figure everything out by yourself. Feel the joy of participating in a dance that is far more beautiful and purposeful than anything your separate self could choreograph. This is coming home to your true nature as an expression of the one consciousness that moves as all life. In this moment of recognition, you discover the ultimate truth that spiritual teachers have pointed toward for millennia. You are not a separate being trying to get something from the universe. You are the universe expressing itself as a human being, endlessly giving yourself the experiences needed for your own awakening and evolution. From this perspective, every challenge becomes a gift, every setback becomes a setup, and every moment becomes an opportunity to embody more love, wisdom, and compassion. The journey from control to surrender is not about becoming passive or powerless. It is about discovering the infinite power that flows through you when you align with your true nature. You find yourself capable of creating and contributing in ways that felt impossible when you were operating from the illusion of separation. Your life becomes a masterpiece painted by the universe through the unique brush of your individual expression. This is not a destination to reach, but a reality to embody, moment by moment, breath by breath, choice by choice. Each time you choose trust over fear, love over separation, presence over resistance, you strengthen the neural pathways of surrender and make it easier to access this state of grace. Gradually, what once required great effort becomes as natural as breathing. You find yourself living from a place of openness, curiosity, and wonder that makes every day an adventure in discovery. The invitation is simple. Test these truths in the laboratory of your own experience. Notice what happens when you soften your grip on how life should unfold and allow yourself to be surprised by what wants to emerge. Pay attention to the quality of energy you carry when you approach challenges from surrender rather than force. Observe how your body feels when you release the burden of controlling outcomes, and rest in the confidence that you are supported by an intelligence far greater than your individual mind. This is not blind faith, but intelligent trust, based on your direct experience of how life actually works when you align with its deeper currents. You discover that letting go of control doesn't mean losing your power. It means accessing a power so vast and loving that your previous efforts seem like trying to light up the world with a single candle when you could simply draw back the curtains and let the sun shine in. The universe is not neutral. It is biased in favor of your awakening, your healing, your joy, and your contribution to the greater good. When you surrender to this benevolent intelligence that has been guiding your journey from the very beginning, you don't lose anything real. You only lose the illusions that have been causing you to suffer unnecessarily. What remains is your essence, limitless, creative, loving consciousness expressing itself as the unique gift of your life. This is the great secret hiding in plain sight. You are already what you are seeking. You already have what you are looking for. You are already connected to what you long to find. The journey is not about acquiring something new, but about removing the barriers to recognizing what has always been true. In this recognition, you discover that receiving more than you ever asked for is not a special attainment, but the natural result of opening to who you have always been. Infinite consciousness dancing as human experience, endlessly giving yourself the gift of awakening through love. The thoughts you believe are yours arise spontaneously from the same source as the sounds in the environment, the sensations in your body, and the emotions flowing through your awareness. The ego is simply consciousness identifying with a particular stream of content, forgetting its true nature as the infinite space in which all experience appears. This recognition transforms everything. Instead of being a separate fragment struggling against a hostile universe, you discover yourself as the very awareness in which the entire cosmos unfolds. From this perspective, trying to control life is like a wave trying to control the ocean. It is already the ocean expressing itself as a wave. The wave's power comes not from separation, but from knowing its essential nature as water itself. Take a moment to rest in this understanding. Close your eyes and feel yourself dropping beneath the surface waves of thought and emotion into the deeper current of being. Here in the depths of awareness, there is no one to control anything and nothing that needs controlling. There is only the natural intelligence of existence expressing itself as your life, your breath, your very presence in this moment. This shift from separation to unity dissolves the fundamental anxiety that drives the need for control. When you know yourself as consciousness itself, you trust the process completely because you recognize that you are the process. The same intelligence that grows galaxies and orchestrates the dance of subatomic particles is the intelligence experiencing itself as your life. Surrendering control becomes natural when you realize there was never anyone separate enough to have control in the first place. Write down 3 things you have been trying to control that are causing you stress. Feel the weight of carrying these burdens, then imagine setting each one down at the edge of a flowing river. Watch as the current carries them away, not into destruction, but into transformation. This is the gift of surrender, not giving up, but giving over to a wisdom greater than the calculating mind. In the quantum field that underlies all physical reality, particles exist in what scientists call superposition, infinite potential states that collapse into definite form only when observed. This same principle operates in the realm of consciousness. Your deepest desires exist as potential in the quantum field of infinite possibilities, waiting to collapse into manifest form through the quality of your being rather than the force of your doing. The observer effect in quantum physics reveals that consciousness doesn't merely witness reality, it participates in creating it. Yet this is not the egoic consciousness that seeks to manipulate outcomes through willpower and strategy. This is the expanded awareness that rests in presence, allowing the field of potential to respond to the quality of being you embody rather than the goals you pursue. When you approach life from a state of grasping and need, you send a vibration of lack into the quantum field. The universe, responding to this frequency, delivers experiences that match your energetic signature, more situations that confirm your sense of limitation and scarcity. This creates a feedback loop where the very act of trying to force abundance pushes it away, like trying to catch your reflection in a disturbed pond. But when you rest in the fullness of present moment awareness, you access what the ancient traditions called the ground of being, a field of pure potential that is inherently abundant, creative, and supportive. From this space of inner completeness, your desires arise not from lack, but from the joy of creative expression. The quantum field responds to this vibration by orchestrating synchronicities, opening unexpected pathways, and delivering solutions that the planning mind could never conceive. Breathe with me for 6 conscious breaths, allowing each exhalation to release any agenda or timeline you have been carrying. Feel yourself settling into the eternal now, where all possibilities exist in perfect potential. This is not a passive state, but the most dynamic condition of being, pregnant with infinite creative power, ready to birth new realities through the simple act of presence. The key is understanding that being precedes doing in the creative process. Before any action can be truly effective, there must be a quality of consciousness that aligns with what seeks to emerge. This is why meditation traditions emphasize states of being over techniques of manifestation. When your being is established in peace, peaceful solutions arise naturally. When your being rests in abundance, abundant opportunities appear effortlessly. This does not mean you become inactive or passive. Rather, your actions arise from inspiration rather than desperation, from clarity rather than confusion. You find yourself moved to take steps that feel aligned and effortless, as if the universe is moving through you rather than you pushing against the universe. There is a quality of flow to this way of living that transforms work into play and effort into grace. Consider the difference between a musician forcing a song and allowing music to flow through them. The forced approach creates tension, mistakes, and a quality of sound that feels strained and artificial. The surrendered approach creates beauty, ease, and a quality of music that touches the soul. Your life can become like this, a song played by the universe through the instrument of your being, creating a melody more beautiful than anything your separate self could compose. Notice how your body responds to different thoughts and emotions without any conscious direction from your mind. When you think of someone you love, your heart opens and your breathing deepens automatically. When you recall a stressful situation, your shoulders tighten and your jaw clenches without your permission. This reveals a profound truth. Your body possesses an intelligence that operates far beyond the reach of rational thought, an intelligence that knows exactly what you need before your mind even formulates the question. Every cell in your body carries the wisdom of billions of years of evolution, encoded within its DNA like a living library of perfect solutions. Your immune system recognizes threats and creates precisely the right antibodies without consulting your conscious preferences. Your digestive system breaks down complex foods into nutrients your cells can use without requiring your intellectual understanding of biochemistry. Your nervous system processes millions of bits of information each second, filtering out what is irrelevant and highlighting what serves your well-being, all happening in the space below conscious awareness. This cellular intelligence operates according to principles that transcend the linear logic of the thinking mind. While your mind seeks to control through analysis, planning, and force, your body knows how to receive through receptivity, flow, and trust. The mind says, I must figure this out, while the body says, I already know. The mind creates problems to solve, while the body naturally moves toward balance and healing when given the space to do so. Take a moment to place your hands on your heart and feel the steady rhythm beating there. This heart has been beating since before you had thoughts, before you had memories, before you even had a sense of self. It beats approximately 100,000 times each day, without your management pumping life force to every corner of your being with perfect reliability. What if this same intelligence that sustains your physical life also knows how to guide every other aspect of your existence? Recent discoveries in neuroscience reveal that your heart contains over 40,000 neurons, essentially a heart brain that processes information and makes decisions independently of your cerebral cortex. This heart intelligence communicates with your brain through multiple pathways, often influencing your thoughts and perceptions more than your thoughts influence your heart. When you learn to listen to your heart's wisdom, you access a form of knowing that transcends the limitations of analytical thinking. Your gut contains over 500 million neurons, more than the spinal cord, creating what scientists call the enteric nervous system or second brain. This is why you have gut feelings about people and situations, why certain decisions feel right in your belly even when your mind cannot justify them logically. Your body is constantly receiving and processing information from the quantum field, translating infinite possibilities into physical sensations and intuitive knowing. The ancient traditions understood this integration of body wisdom long before modern science confirmed it. They knew that the body is not merely a vehicle for consciousness, but consciousness expressing itself in physical form. Every sensation, every impulse, every movement arises from the same source as thoughts and emotions, the unified field of awareness that is your true nature. When you stop trying to override your body's signals with mental preferences, something miraculous begins to happen. Your body starts to crave exactly the foods that will nourish you most deeply. You find yourself naturally drawn to movement that brings joy rather than strain. Your sleep patterns begin to align with natural rhythms, and you wake feeling restored rather than depleted. The body knows how to heal itself when you stop interfering with its innate intelligence. Write down 3 ways you have been forcing your body to conform to your mind's demands, perhaps pushing through fatigue, eating to satisfy emotions rather than hunger, or maintaining postures that create pain. Feel the places where you have been at war with your physical form, then breathe compassion into these areas. Your body has been faithfully serving you despite this resistance. What would it feel like to become allies rather than adversaries? Within the field of your direct experience, there is something that remains completely unchanged while everything else flows and transforms. Thoughts arise and dissolve, emotions surge and fade, sensations appear and disappear. Yet there is a constant presence that witnesses all of these movements without being touched by them. This witnessing awareness is who you truly are, not the temporary contents of consciousness, but consciousness itself. This observer never ages, never becomes sick, never feels anxious or depressed. It is the eternal witness that was present when you were 5 years old and will be present when you are 90. It watches your personality develop and change over the years without being identified with any particular version of yourself. It observes your thoughts about control and surrender without being caught in either position. From this perspective, the entire drama of trying to manage your life is simply another experience arising within your awareness. The profound peace that spiritual seekers long for is not something you need to achieve or attain. It is the very nature of this witnessing presence that you already are. And you rest as this observer, you discover that nothing can actually threaten or diminish you because you are the space in which all threats appear. You are not vulnerable to loss because you are not identified with anything that can be lost. You are not dependent on outcomes because you are the awareness in which all outcomes unfold. Close your eyes and feel yourself stepping back from the contents of your experience into the awareness that perceives them. Notice how thoughts continue to arise, but you are not thinking them. They simply appear in your consciousness like clouds appearing in the sky. Notice how emotions continue to flow, but you are not creating them. They move through your awareness like weather patterns moving through space. This is your true position, the unchanging witness of the ever-changing dance of experience. From this witnessing awareness, the question of control becomes irrelevant. You cannot control the weather, but you can remain as the sky that is never disturbed by storms. You cannot control the arising of thoughts and emotions, but you can rest as the awareness that is never stained by their content. You cannot control external outcomes, but you can abide as the presence that is fulfilled regardless of what appears within it. This recognition transforms your relationship to every challenge and uncertainty. Instead of being a person who must manage problems, you recognize yourself as the aware space in which problems and solutions alike appear. Instead of being someone who needs to fix or change experience, you discover yourself as the consciousness that is already whole and complete, simply witnessing the play of apparent incompleteness. Breathe into this recognition for several moments. Feel the relief of laying down the burden of being someone who must control life. Feel the ease of recognizing yourself as life itself, expressing as awareness, dancing as all experience. This is not a philosophical concept, but a direct recognition that can be verified in your immediate experience. You are not in the universe. The universe is appearing in you, as you, through you. The ancient spiritual traditions spoke of surrender not as giving up power, but as accessing the ultimate power, the power of alignment with what is. This surrender is not passive resignation, but active participation in the intelligent unfolding of existence. It is a sophisticated spiritual technology that transforms resistance into flow, struggle into grace, and limitation into infinite possibility. True surrender begins with the recognition that you are not separate from the intelligence that orchestrates the cosmos. The same force that maintains the orbit of planets and the rhythm of seasons is expressing itself as your life. Surrendering to this force is not submitting to something external. It is aligning with your own deepest nature, like a river surrendering to its banks and discovering the power to carve canyons. This spiritual technology operates through the principle of least resistance. In physics, energy always follows the path of least resistance, creating the most efficient flow from potential to manifestation. When you align your personal will with the cosmic will, you access this same principle. Your actions become effortless because they are supported by the entire universe. Your intentions manifest with ease because they are in harmony with the greater intention that moves all life. The practice is surprisingly simple, though not always easy for the mind that has been trained to believe in separation. Begin each day by setting an intention not for what you want to happen, but for how you want to be. Instead of "I want to find love," try "I intend to be loving." Instead of "I want financial abundance," try "I intend to be generous and trusting." This subtle shift aligns your personal desires with universal principles, creating a resonance that naturally attracts what you seek. Throughout your day, practice what the ancient texts called offering the fruits of action. Perform your tasks with full engagement and skill, but release attachment to specific outcomes. Cook the meal with love, but don't demand appreciation. Write the proposal with excellence, but don't cling to acceptance. Show up fully for relationships, but don't try to control how others respond. This is detached involvement, caring deeply while holding lightly. When resistance arises, use it as a signal to surrender more deeply rather than push harder. Resistance is simply energy moving in opposition to itself, like swimming upstream against a current that could easily carry you to your destination. Feel where you are bracing against what is, then consciously soften and align with the flow. Often, what felt like an obstacle reveals itself as a perfect redirection towards something better than what you originally wanted. Create a daily practice of conscious surrender. Each morning, write down your intentions for the day, then add these words: "This or something better for the highest good of all." Each evening, review what happened without judgment, simply noticing where you were in harmony with life's flow and where you were swimming against the current. This practice gradually trains your nervous system to recognize the difference between inspired action and forced effort. The deepest level of this spiritual technology involves surrendering the very one who wants to surrender. Even the desire for enlightenment, peace, or spiritual advancement can become another form of subtle control. True surrender happens when you realize there is no separate self to surrender anything. There is only the one cosmic intelligence playing all the roles, including the role of the seeker seeking itself. In this recognition, surrender happens by itself, as naturally as breathing, as effortlessly as the rising of the sun. The most profound healings occur not when you fight against illness or limitation, but when you create the conditions for your body's innate wisdom to remember its natural state of wholeness. This is not about positive thinking or denial of symptoms. It is about recognizing that healing is the default program running in every cell of your being, temporarily disrupted by patterns of stress, resistance, and disconnection from your true nature. Your nervous system is designed to exist in two primary states: sympathetic activation for short-term challenges and parasympathetic restoration for healing and regeneration. The chronic stress of modern life keeps most people locked in sympathetic overdrive, with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline flooding the system continuously. In this state, your body's energy is directed towards survival rather than healing, creating a biochemical environment where illness can take root and flourish. When you consciously shift into parasympathetic dominance through practices like deep breathing, meditation, and surrender, you literally change your body's chemistry. Your heart rate variability increases, indicating greater resilience and adaptability. Your immune system strengthens, better able to identify and eliminate threats. Your brain produces more gamma waves, associated with heightened awareness and neuroplasticity. Most importantly, your cells begin to express different genes, switching from survival genes to thriving genes. This genetic switching, called epigenetics, reveals that you are not a victim of your DNA, but a conscious participant in how your genes express themselves. Every thought, emotion, and belief sends signals to your cells, influencing which genetic programs become active. When you shift from fear-based thinking to love-based being, you literally reprogram your biology at the molecular level. This is not metaphor. This is measurable science happening in your body right now. Take several deep breaths and feel yourself dropping into a state of profound relaxation. Notice how your body naturally begins to soften when you stop trying to fix or heal anything. This is your nervous system shifting into its innate healing mode. In this state, your body knows exactly what needs to be released, what needs to be restored, and what needs to be renewed. Healing happens not through your effort, but through your allowance of the body's own intelligence. True healing addresses not just physical symptoms, but the underlying patterns of consciousness that created the imbalance in the first place. Illness often arises when life force energy becomes blocked by unprocessed emotions, limiting beliefs, or disconnection from purpose and meaning. When you courageously face these deeper patterns with compassion and understanding, you address the root cause rather than merely managing symptoms. The body holds the memory of every experience you have ever had, storing unprocessed emotions as tension, inflammation, and energetic blocks. These cellular memories continue to influence your health and behavior until they are acknowledged and released with conscious awareness. This is why sometimes healing requires you to feel in order to heal, allowing old emotions to surface and move through your system rather than remaining trapped in your tissues. Forgiveness becomes medicine when you understand that resentment is literally toxic to your cellular environment. Holding grievances creates a constant state of inflammation in your body, suppressing immune function and accelerating aging. When you forgive, not for others, but for your own well-being, you free up tremendous life force energy that can be redirected toward healing and vitality. Forgiveness is not condoning harmful behavior. It is refusing to carry the poison of past hurts in your present moment body. Write down the name of someone or something you have been unable to forgive, including yourself. Hold this paper to your heart and breathe compassion into the space where resentment has been living. Feel how holding on to grievances creates contraction in your body. Then imagine releasing this energy like a bird being freed from a cage. This is not about them. This is about liberating your own life force for the purposes of healing and growth. The highest form of intention operates like a quantum field, powerful yet subtle, purposeful yet unattached to specific outcomes. This is the art of what the ancient traditions call desireless desire, setting clear intentions while remaining open to infinite possibilities for how they might manifest. You plant seeds in the garden of consciousness without demanding that they grow into specific flowers, trusting that the intelligence of life will produce exactly what serves the highest good. True intention begins in the space of presence rather than the realm of wanting. When you set intentions from a state of inner completeness, they carry the vibration of fullness rather than lack. The universe responds to this frequency by orchestrating circumstances that match your energetic signature. You attract from wholeness rather than need, creating a magnetic field that draws opportunities, relationships, and resources that align with your highest good. The key distinction is between attachment and commitment. Attachment says it must happen this way at this time, through these specific means, or I will suffer. Commitment says I dedicate my energy to this intention while remaining open to infinite possibilities for how it might unfold. Attachment contracts your energy field and limits possibilities. Commitment expands your energy field and multiplies possibilities. Practice setting intentions during your morning meditation or quiet reflection time. Feel yourself settling into the fullness of present moment awareness. Then allow your intention to arise naturally from this space of wholeness. Instead of trying to figure out how your intention will manifest, simply plant it like a seed in the fertile field of consciousness and trust the intelligent universe to provide the perfect conditions for its flowering. Throughout your day, hold your intentions lightly while acting with full engagement. If you intend to find meaningful work, show up fully to whatever work you are doing now. If you intend to attract a loving relationship, practice being loving in all your current interactions. This is the paradox of manifestation. You attract what you already are rather than what you think you need. When obstacles appear, resist the temptation to force solutions or manipulate circumstances. Instead, ask yourself, what is this situation teaching me? How is this redirect serving my highest good? What new possibilities is this challenge opening up? Often what appears to be a setback is actually a setup for something far better than your original plan. The universe has a wider perspective than your individual mind and can orchestrate solutions that serve multiple levels of your evolution simultaneously. Release the timeline for how quickly your intentions should manifest. The quantum field operates outside linear time, and sometimes what appears to be a delay is actually perfect timing from a higher perspective. Trust that everything is unfolding in divine order, even when it doesn't match your mental preferences. This trust becomes a powerful creative force, allowing the universe to surprise you with gifts beyond your imagination. Breathe into the space between setting intentions and forcing outcomes. Feel the relief of planting seeds without digging them up every day to check their progress. Feel the joy of participating in creation without demanding to control the creative process. This is the sweet spot where your personal will aligns with cosmic will, creating miracles that seem effortless but are actually the result of perfect partnership between human consciousness and universal intelligence.